We'll sleep for about a third of our lives. We might as well make it better. Today I want to share with you a plan for how you can get a better sleep. There are 4 parts of the plan, and following these will help you get a better night's sleep. Even if you think you currently get a good night's sleep, there will be something here that you can make it even better. The first part is start with the end. It might be counterintuitive, but you need to begin by looking at when and how your sleep ends. We're usually less likely to be able to decide on when we wake up than when we go to sleep. Whether it's getting up for work or needing to organise the beginning of others' days, you most likely have the time that you need to be awake by in the morning. If you're fortunate enough to be able to wake up naturally and still not be late, then you're onto a winner. But I think for most of us, we need to set an alarm and force ourselves to wake up. This can be made easier with the other parts of the plan, but we'll get to them shortly. So set a wake up time and don't hit the snooze button. I used to have the horrible habit of constantly hitting the snooze button to get some more sleep. It doesn't work. It only makes you more tired throughout the day. If you're in this bad habit, then you need to slowly work on changing it. Now, habits can take up to 30 times to change and are easier to change when one habit replaces another. The habit you want to replace the constant snooze button hitting with is to physically get out of bed. One trick to do this is to put your alarm on the other side of the room so you can't just roll over and turn it off or hit snooze. Once you're awake, then you need to leave your bedroom. Either go to the toilet or get up and get a drink of water from the kitchen. You'll need to start slowly turning on the lights to simulate the dawn light. There are some great smart lighting products in the market. I personally use LifeX bulbs. These lights allow you to set timed increases in light, color, and intensity. So it's kind of like you're slowly waking up at the dawning of the new day. Your morning routine should also include making the bed. This sends your brain an unconscious signal that sleep time has ended and the active part of the day has begun. Also, it's so much nicer going to bed in a bed that's been made. It doesn't need to take you long to make your bed. Simply pull the sheets up, straighten the pillows, and put on the doona or bed cover. 30 seconds and you should be done. Now, going back to having your alarm elsewhere in the room, there is an added benefit to this. If you wake in the middle of the night, you don't want to check the time or even be able to check the time. And having the alarm clock or phone on the other side of the room helps prevent this. Because as soon as you look at the time, your mind starts to activate and interrupt your natural sleep cycles. The second part of getting a good night's sleep is the lead up. The lead up is what you do during the day and in the hours leading up to you going to bed and falling asleep. There are a range of things to consider during the day. The first is sunlight. Getting sunlight early in the day and then throughout the day, it's important to setting your natural body clock up for getting a good sleep at night. Now, it doesn't matter if it's a cloudy day, just try and see outside or get outside if possible as often during the day. Then you've got exercise. Well, we know that's vitally important to general health, and when you're healthier, you sleep better. It should be done during the day, and it should be avoided just before bed. The elevated heart rate and endorphins make it difficult to begin the sleep cycle. Napping. While it can be mighty tempting on some days, it's really not a great idea to have a nap. If you do need it though, it's best limited to no more than 30 minutes and avoid the late afternoon. If you're driving long distances, then taking a nap may be necessary. So again, limit it if you can to no more than 30 minutes. Looking after your mental health, that's really important as well. If you're worried about things and you think about them at night, you're literally keeping yourself awake. You can either talk to someone about your worries or write them down. Both will help lighten the mental load and can help improve your ability to sleep. The final thing to consider in the lead up to sleep is consumption. What you consume during the day will also have an effect on your sleep. You want to avoid or limit caffeine, alcohol, nicotine, and other chemicals that interfere with sleep. As any coffee lover knows, caffeine's a stimulant that can keep you awake. You can find caffeine in coffee, tea, chocolate, some cola-based drinks, most energy drinks, and some pain relievers. So try and avoid these for the 4 to 6 hours before bedtime. Also, if you smoke, you should refrain from using tobacco products too close to bedtime. You also may need to consider your digital diet. Using phones, computers, laptops, TVs, and gaming needs to be controlled. Definitely stop using them at least 30 minutes before you go to bed, and don't use these devices in bed. You should consider removing them from your bedroom completely. You need to consider your bedroom as primarily a place to sleep. Other than getting dressed and spending time with your partner, your bedroom should only have sleeping as its focus. Finally, at the tail end of the day, you need to develop a wind-down routine that you can make a habit in your life. The routine should include activities that you can do each and every night. These could be brushing your teeth, changing into pajamas, turning on the bedroom lamps, and turning down the sheets. Now, it might also include reading something in a physical form, like an actual book or magazine, in your lounge room, not in the bed, for a set period of time. If you're so inclined, a cup of warm milk before bed could also be helpful. Now, some say it's due to two components or compounds in milk, tryptophan and melatonin, that may help you fall asleep. Now, they do give large doses of these to people who are suffering sleep disorders, although there's not yet any evidence that shows a glass of milk contains enough of them to have an impact on your body. Now, the effect is most likely going to be psychosomatic, and if you find it works for you, then do it. It's not likely to have a negative impact on your sleep at all. Your wind down routine should help you lower your heart rate and cool your body slightly. Both of these will help you in the early stages of sleep. So let's now look at the third part of the plan. The third part of the plan is about the bedroom. Your bedroom needs to be comfortable and it has to be set up so it supports your sleep. Temperature is important, and the optimal temperature is about 18 degrees Celsius. Too cold or too hot and you just won't be able to get comfortable. That's not to say that you can't sleep in a colder or hotter room. I grew up in the tropics without air conditioning and always would eventually fall asleep, although on some nights it took a lot of tossing and turning and a long time before my mind and body eventually gave up and fell asleep. Your room also needs to be dark. Some light can enter the room through curtains or window coverings, but the more you can limit the light intrusion, the better. Along with darkness, we also need low levels of noise. It should be limited as much as possible. If you find complete silence overwhelming, as it is for some people, you can use a white noise machine or app on your phone. Also, turning on a fan can produce just enough background noise to help you sleep. The white noise and fan noise can help your mind ignore the intermittent noises that can sometimes happen at night. A passing car or truck, a creak in the floor or wall, things that can wake you up unnecessarily. You want to make sure you have comfortable pillows and mattresses as well. As we spend so much time in bed, it's important that the mattress supports your spine while you sleep. It can take time to find a pillow that works just right for you, so do try different options to see which works best. And remember, the bed and bedroom should only be for sleep and intimate relationships. No work, no TV, no lounging around, no social media or endless scrolling. Part 4 is when nothing works. When you've tried all the variations in the first 3 parts of the plan and you're still not getting a good night's sleep most of the time, then you need to go and see a doctor. Talk through the issues. There may be something that needs to be addressed medically. It could be physiological or psychological. It could be in your body or your mind. If a medical professional can help, then there's no point in continuing to suffer from the effects, both immediate and prolonged, of a lack of good quality sleep. So that's it. The 4-part plan to a better night's sleep. I hope you've been able to take something out of this video, and tonight will be a better night's sleep for you, so you can keep being a better Aussie man.